Out of nowhere, you get that 2 a.m. text, "I miss you." Then weeks later, nothing, gone like it never happened. If that sounds familiar, if you're caught up in this hot then cold cycle with an avoidant ex, then what I'm about to show you will change everything. Because there's actually a predictable 3-stage pattern to that madness, and once you see it, you'll never get blindsided again. Now I get it, one day you're back in their arms feeling like maybe, just maybe this time is different. And then the next day you're staring at your phone, wondering if you imagined the whole thing or if you did something wrong. The mixed signals, the hope followed by crushing silence. It's like being stuck on a roller coaster and you can't figure out why they keep doing this to you. Now here's the truth. It's not random. There's actually a research-backed pattern that almost every avoidant follows when they come back into your life. And today, I'm going to break that pattern down into 3 clear stages so you can finally break free from the back and forth and understand why they keep doing this. So let's start with stage 1, because this is where most people get it completely wrong. When your avoidant ex suddenly reaches out after a few weeks or months of silence, it's not because they finally realize how much you love them. It's because their subconscious fear about love has finally calmed down. And the reason I say that is because when researchers studied attachment styles, they discovered that avoidants usually reach out once things are starting to feel calmer. And what that really means is this. When the pressure to talk about feelings or commitment fades, it becomes easier for them to come back around and reach out to you. And that's why no contact is such a powerful move. It gives you time to stop beating yourself up, and it gives your ex time to realize what they've lost. So I want you to think about your avoidant in stage 1 like this. Imagine being in a crowded, noisy room for hours. Then finally you step outside into the quiet, where you feel this wave of relief and calm washing over you. Now, that's exactly what happens to avoidants after a breakup. They back away from the relationship, and the pressure of intimacy is gone. They stepped away from the emotional noise so they can begin to relax and allow those defenses to drop. Which means, eventually, they start to feel what they lost. Here's what you can do right now to see if your ex is in stage 1. This overlooked detail is the key to predicting how likely they are to disappear again. I want you to pay close attention to the specific words they use. Let me show you exactly what to listen for, because this blind spot keeps people stuck. So you're going to hear things like, "How are you? How have you been? Just checking in, been thinking about you, you crossed my mind," or "we should talk sometime," or even "let's catch up soon." And here's the part that really matters. These messages, let them connect with you without making a real commitment. There are no promises, there's no follow-through. They're just testing the waters before disappearing again. Now in the members-only area, you'll find a more detailed breakdown of the exact words they use, so you can spot that pattern the moment it starts. But for now, this is what's important. When those words show up, your heart jumps and you think to yourself, yes, this is it. Finally, this is what I've been waiting for. They're coming back. And because you feel that hope, you start to lean in too quickly. Maybe even pour your heart out. And as a result, you move into stage 2. This is where things get really intense. Once they step back into your world, something almost magical happens. You quickly notice how all of those old feelings come flooding back for both of you. Now, you might go on that perfect date, spend an incredible night together, start texting like you used to. You might even hear them say, "I still love you," or "I've missed you so much," and it feels real. Because in this moment, it actually is real. Now, this is the part that carries a lot of weight, so it makes sense to pause here and go a little deeper so you can really understand what's happening in their brain. Attachment studies show that when avoidants re-engage with you, their attachment system temporarily lights up like a Christmas tree. All of those suppressed emotions, all of that buried longing and desire, it's all coming to the surface, and they genuinely feel that and want to act on it. Now, here's the catch, and it's important. The connection you're both starting to feel is also setting off alarm bells in their subconscious mind. And those alarm bells are going to cause them to pull away again. And what that means to you is this. It's going to feel like your ex is just playing games. Now, this part is crucial to understand. Research on attachment activation shows this is not them manipulating you. Because at this point, avoidants really feel this intense, blissful sense of connection that they normally suppress. Let's slow down and unpack this a little more. We all have an attachment system. This is a built-in part of your mind that motivates you to seek out comfort, safety, and support, especially if you feel threatened, sad, or distressed. It's universal and automatic in all humans. You want to feel loved and cared for. Now, we also have an attachment style as well. And this is how each person has learned to respond to those attachment needs based on past experiences, most often shaped in early childhood. It affects how you behave in close relationships, especially when you're feeling or starting to feel love. Now, for people with an avoidant attachment style, they learn to downplay or suppress to avoid their need for closeness and emotional support. Because at an early age, they learned those needs for comfort or closeness will lead to rejection or shame. In the same way, if you have an anxious attachment style, you're constantly worried about being abandoned or not being loved enough, so you hold on tightly, sometimes to the point of stressing yourself out or others. Now, the bottom line is this. Because you learn these beliefs and behaviors early on, they're stored deep down in your subconscious, and they happen automatically. It's like flinching when something flies towards you. You don't give it any thought, you just do it. So if you have an avoidant partner, what that really means is this. At their core, avoidant people often associate emotional intimacy with hurt, disappointment, or humiliation. And as a result, they cope by staying distant even when they want to feel emotionally connected to you. And what that ultimately means to you is this. Even when you express the most innocent things, they start feeling that subconscious fear of rejection or shame. You might say, "We need to talk. I just want to feel closer to you. We should spend more time together." I love you so much, I don't know what I would do without you. Even the most gentle or loving phrases can feel threatening to someone with an avoidant attachment. Their nervous system starts screaming, if I get too close, I'll be rejected, judged, or made to feel like I'm not enough. And this internal war between fear and desire creates the perfect setup for stage 3, which catches most people completely off guard. In fact, the better stage 2 feels, the harder stage 3 hits. So let's talk about stage 3, because this is where hearts get absolutely shattered. Picture this. Yesterday, they were talking about future plans. Today, radio silence. They cancel plans last minute, stop responding to text, or worse, they pick a fight out of nowhere to justify pulling away. One day you're rebuilding your connection, the next it's like you don't even exist. And the worst part is that you probably blamed yourself. You think, what did I do wrong? Was I too needy? Did I say something? But here's the truth, and I hope at this point it's clear. This has nothing to do with you and everything to do with their subconscious fear taking over. When the two of you get close, that subconscious fear kicks in. Their attachment system shuts down, and automatically their brain goes into survival mode. It says this is dangerous, this is too much, I need to back off right now. Let me spell out what that actually means for you. Avoidant attachment is a battle between desire for love and the fear that love will hurt. Both beliefs feel true, and that tension causes a lot of confusion for both of you. Now, there's something important that happens here. The tension is what we call cognitive dissonance, which means they're holding two conflicting beliefs at the same time. And for most people, that feels really uncomfortable. And the reason it feels uncomfortable is this. Our beliefs are like rules about how the world works. They help us predict what comes next, and that sense of predictability allows you to feel safe. Now, when those two rules clash, the brain can't predict what will happen next, and that feels dangerous. And the result is we try to rationalize our way out of the conflict. This is why your avoidant ex will say things like, I need space, I'm not ready for a relationship, I don't know what I want, I need time to figure things out. And now you're holding conflicting beliefs too. You think to yourself, I want love, I deserve love, and I know there's something real here between us. But when that's true, you don't shut down. You lean in closer. So if they pull away, maybe I wasn't enough. Why would you pull away from someone you love? Why would you need space? Why would you be scared of feelings? That's not how love works. So maybe they're just a bad person. But no, our relationship was great at first and I loved them. They loved me. So it has to be me. I wasn't enough. I was too needy. There must be something wrong with me. But I don't even know what I did wrong. And so to ease that inner conflict, you chase, you rationalize, or you self-blame, which results in you blowing up their phone, apologizing over and over, writing them a letter, pouring your heart out, asking what you can do to fix it, trying to reconnect even more. And as a result, you trigger their subconscious fears and their need for space all over again, which means they pull back even harder. And the more they pull back, the more you feel like you have to do what you can to fix it. But the closer you try to get, the farther they move away, until finally you're both stuck on that roller coaster of emotions where you're chasing them and they're running away, which ultimately results in you feeling trapped in the same back and forth that always leaves you feeling crazy and unwanted. To them, it feels like self-preservation. To you, it feels like betrayal. And here's the brutal truth. This cycle will never end unless you break it. And that's why doing no contact the right way is so important. It allows you to stop chasing and get clear on what you're willing to accept in a relationship, while it gives them time to realize what they've lost. Now, here's what ties it all together and why it matters. This is exactly what your avoidant ex is going to do. They're going to feel relief when there's distance between you. They're going to feel warmth when they reconnect. They're going to feel panic when you grow close. And they're going to escape the relationship to reset the cycle. It's not about you being unworthy. It's about their subconscious fears being triggered. And unless something changes, that cycle will repeat forever. Relief, reconnection, panic, disappearance, over and over again and again. So how do you get off that emotional roller coaster? Even if you still love them, here's what you really need to know. When it all comes down to it, there's just one truth that I hope you get from this, because it's both simple and powerful. The only way to stop this cycle is to refuse to participate in it. And that means doing the complete opposite of what every fiber of your being wants to do when they pull away. When they disappear, you're going to want to chase them, call, text, explain it, fix it, or apologize. But chasing them only confirms their deepest fear that getting too close to you means they're going to be hurt. And what that means to you is this: the only real solution, what actually works, is either giving up completely and moving on, or becoming the calm in their storm. And what that really means is this: you're creating a solid emotional ground within yourself that their hot, cold behavior cannot shake. Now, if you are that type of unshakable, calm person, the kind that is secure, patient, emotionally steady, and good at low-pressure intimacy, then you've got a real chance of success with an avoidant. But let me warn you, if your avoidant partner isn't putting in the work, learning to give back and meeting your needs, you may end up feeling lonely, resentful, and exhausted. Now, avoidants get a lot of hate, and that anger makes sense when you've been hurt by them. Yet most people realize the hate comes from people who are still trapped in that pain. So I think it's worth pointing out here that when the relationship feels safe, low pressure, and supportive, and the avoidant is choosing to put the work in, then they do have a lot to offer. They can bring calm when life feels uncertain, encourage independence and self-reliance in others, and because it's very rare for them to reach this point, you might find that they can connect in a way that is deeply genuine and meaningful. Now, this is why doing no contact is critical. No contact is critical because there are only two outcomes once you break free from that cycle. One, you reclaim your stability no more being their emotional yo-yo and you move on. Or 2, you reclaim your stability and you create the only conditions where the relationship can work. And what that ultimately means to you is this: both outcomes mean something incredible happens. You either move on and attract someone who's capable of loving you fully, or you both do the work, you get them back, and have a relationship you want. Now, if you're tired of being caught up in that cycle of ups and downs, the constant back and forth, and just wish you could feel some peace, then I created something just for you, the No Contact Survival Kit. It walks you through the exact steps to feel calm, stop chasing, and build the kind of stability that breaks that pattern for good. You can get it from the link below, because every day that you stay in that cycle is another day of your life that you can't get back. Now, if you want to see the complete picture of what we started here, watch this video next, the Avoidant X Regret Timeline. It will show you exactly what triggers genuine regret in your ex and how it connects with everything we just covered.